Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside a rub and cheat, and not press the poor. Make up what I seen to. Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the they can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta and sell out Babylon. Yes, stop on the Friday. You might throw and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, man, throw and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black? Big him and show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked
good evening, and welcome. Thank you for joining us. The People's National Party has put out their shadow cabinet. And like Paula Llewellyn this evening, we come in peace. I noticed the story of the police massacre has gone very, very quiet. Have you noticed? Have you noticed one of the most life-threatening thing to us? Everybody is under a bushel, and not many people want to discuss police brutality or extrajudicial massacre by the police. I wonder why. I wonder what so much people afraid of. To my community party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good evening, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Good evening to the PNP, good evening to the JLP. Welcome aboard, one and all. How una do globalists? Debbie Jervis TV, good evening, and welcome. Charlotte Graham, good evening. Judy Roberts, Sharon Bernard, Shani, Marcia Thomas, Tony, good evening. Ladybug, good evening. Daphne Jackson, Barbara Simpson, Noah Harris, good evening. Lawrence Michaels, Abina Sir Cody, good evening and welcome. TikTok, good evening. David Jervis, Andel, Avon, Gavin, Leroy, Miss Birdie, Juju, Jeanette, MBJ, Airport Taxi Jamaica. Is it Gerga? Errol, LOL, John, I Rose, Roy. Good evening, everyone. Good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. When I see the war with Paula Llewellyn and Dan Jackson Miller, I must see it by now. And remember to hit the like button, share the live, also top up the screen and TikTok. And for you who will come across the so-called dead live, please do make your views known in the comment as well. So let us, before we go to any other thing, let us look at Golden's cabinet and tell us if there's anything about Golden's cabinet that kind of surprises you or you weren't expecting, or it is not the right fit, such a like and such a forth. Immigration, good evening. How are you? So, Mr. Golden is the spokesman on defense and constitutional affairs. Moving on. Next, you have Lambert Brown, which is the spokesman on public affairs. So this is so we know who to call out or who to look forward to for certain information when there's rumbling in this political spheres. So the deputy spokesman on finance, which will deputize Julian, is Senator Ferguson. And of course, Julian Robinson will continue as the shadow spokesperson on finance and public services. Then you have the spokesperson for culture, creative industries, and information. That's Nikita Burchell. Spokesman for tourism and is it linkage? That's Andrea Perkis. And for productivity, efficiency, and competitiveness, Peter Bunting is the spokesman on this area, and he will be deputized by Cleveland Tomlinson. So what we're noticing here is that Peter Bunting has been removed from national security. Let's chat along. So Peter Bunting is now dealing with productivity, efficiency, and competitiveness. So I think Peter Bunting will be shadowing Audrey Marks, is it not? Something at the start. Then you have now Dr. Campbell, as you know, is the shadow spokesman on agriculture, fisheries, and food security. Then you have for global trade, industries, and global logistics, you have Anthony Hilton, who will be deputized by Senator Keisha Anderson. You have energy and telecommunications, which Philip Paulwell will continue in that area. So he's shadowing who? Darrell Vaz, isn't it? I think. Science, technology, and digital transformation will be shadowed by Christopher Brown. That's shadowing who? That's shadowing Darrell Vaz? Me remember. Science, technology. I think it's Darrell Vaz have that portfolio, isn't it? Anyway, move on. Social protection and social transformation. Angela Brownberg is the spokesperson for that portfolio, and that will be deputized by Senator Alan Bernard. Who next? So you have education, early childhood development, education and early childhood development, which will of course be done by Damian Crawford, as we would expect. And Dr. Maziki Thames will be deputizing Damian Crawford on education. Dr. Dawes, as we expect, is gone to health and wellness, labor and social, and labor and sports rather. Waverly Hines will be the spokesperson in that field. Then you have Denise Daly, which will be deputizing Babsy gender and elder person and disability. And she will be deputized by Heather Miller. Who's next? Dr. Keith Russell. He will be the spokesman on rural and community developments. And then you have Luton Cousins. He was overseeing the land portfolio. So he's back where he was already looking after. And now he will be shadowing the thief in Monday. Where thief and St. Mary name? Bobby Montague. He'll be shadowing Bobby Montague. Where Andrew put him over there for thief people land and make false title. Dennis Gordon, he will be the spokesman on urban renewal and redevelopment. I think he gets a good position given the way he is with his businesses. I think not knowing a lot about him politically, I think based on his track record in his business. You still open, you never get a notification. A YouTube, sometimes YouTube, when YouTube a shadow ban where a lot of people don't get notification. Based on his track record in his business, I think he's placed in a good position. Miguel Phillips will deal with transport and mining. Ian Hales will deal with water and special projects. So Ian Hales will be part overseeing Matthew Samuda as well as where Petrojam one name again? Hold on. Andrew Wheatley. He will be, because Andrew Wheatley's been given special project and a Matthew Samuda the water over the JLP. So he will be shadowing both of those people. Then you have Omar Newell, who is the shadow spokesperson on environment and climate resilience. Dwayne Vaz, the spokesman for road and works, is Richard Azan, and he will be deputized by Dwayne Vaz. Who's next? Floyd Morris will continue on his role where he was looking after housing and sustainable living. So Senator Professor Floyd Morris will continue with pretty much what he was already doing. Donna Scott Motley is being moved from justice, and now she is at foreign, regional, and diaspora affairs. So she will be shadowing Kamina Johnson Smith. So when anything kick off, we know who to look to for information and who we should expect from which side of the fence to come out and address issues. Then right. Now, this is one of the one that surprises me. Fitzjackson. Fitzjackson is being given the shadow spokesperson on national security. So Peter Bunting has been moved to productivity and efficiency and all of that, more in his business role, mindset. Fitzjackson have a legal background, has he not? Fitzjackson is quite a robust voice in the parliament as well. So I'm hoping that Fitz Jackson will be able to stand up to Horace Chang, which is not much of him, and the bully Andrew Holness. So he's quite a loud, robust voice. So I trust that Fitz Jackson, yes, he's a lawyer. I trust that Fitz Jackson will be able to hold Horace Chang to account well in this area. Now you have local government and participatory democracy, which Natalie Nita Garvey is the spokesperson, and she will be deputized by Rosemary Shaw. That's the MP who removed Michelle Charles. Now, this is one of the one that shocked me. Jess also has a legal background. So Mark Golden is doing the constitutional affairs bit, which that's in Delroy's Chuck office, whereas Zalika Jess will be doing the justice side of things. So both of them, both Mark Golden and Zalika Jess will be shadowing Delroy Chuck's office as well, because you know the Ministry of Justice, Legal and Constitutional Affairs has now been lumped together, which should have been the case from day one. Then now you have Isaac Buchanan, which this is kind of a bit of a surprise for me, but not too surprised. Isaac Buchanan is a spokesperson on youth, on human rights. So Isaac kind of come across two areas here where the youth side of things goes like to the Ministry of Education, and then the human rights side of thing linked back to the Justice Department as well. So the human rights portfolio, he is in his he's in his proper remit, but I was hoping for Isaac to get the shadow spokesperson for justice, but he's in a good place as well. Is somebody who understands the youths as a human rights scholar and practitioner. So he is placed in a good position. Mark Golden and Jess no doubt will have his support within their portfolio as well. So even though I was expecting him to go to Justice Department, to go to the Shadow Justice Department, but he's still in a good place, because you know youth and human rights and justice and law and order and the whole, all of these are linked in together. So Isaac is a good person to speak on matters of such. Where is Dr. Dawes' picture? Oh, we passed Dr. Dawes already. So that's it for Mark Golden's shadow cabinet. And he has a good pick right across the board. People are placed strategically a lot of newcomers. Let us see how well and how quick the newcomers get on their feet and get with the job. So that's Mark Golden's shadow cabinet for you. This is tactics at high level. Everyone gets the mainstream. So we expect a robust debate to start in Parliament this week. Mark Golden front bench now is properly arranged. Mark Golden front bench now is properly arranged, so we're looking for a robust debate on the tabling of whatever report will that was delivered to Parliament by the Integrity Commission. Those 4 investigative report, and what 3 of them have indicative rulings. Don't know what it is. Cliff Hughes, you always get a sneaky peek from the news carrier them over Parliament as to what's in the report. Nobody no pinch you yet. Nobody no pinch you yet and tell you what is happening. Hold on, I think there's a Gleaner article that I want to read. Let me see if I can mumble fluff my way through this Gleaner editorial. War within the law, and this is in reference to Andrew Holness calling for a war and gangs. Many people, including this newspaper, will welcome Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness' signal that this proposed global war on drugs was intended to be conducted with respect for international law and human rights. The Jamaican leader comment on this front will likely be interpreted as an effort to indicate that his idea, which he carried to the United Nations last week, be seen as a logical extension to America's current operation in the Southern Caribbean Sea, and was not intended to be executed in a similar fashion. In other words, suspected gang members or guns and drug traffickers won't be just blown out of waters. They would be indicted and brought before the court of law to face justice. Do you believe in that, Gleaner? Does the Gleaner really believe that? Donald Trump, if Andrew Holness is singing Donald Trump's tune, and Andrew Holness at home is behaving in the very same lawless way that Donald Trump, that the orders of Donald Trump is carrying out in the Caribbean. Sorry, it's the same lawless behavior that we see from the Jamaica Constabulary Force based on Andrew Holness' order, is it not? Read on. Dr. Holness is rightly concerned about the prevalence of criminal gangs in Latin America and the Caribbean, including Jamaica, and the dangers they pose to the social and economic stability of the region. Indeed, with more than 30 murders per 100,000 population, Latin America and the Caribbean has the world highest murder rate, doubling that of Africa and over 6 times of the global average. In Jamaica's case, before the sharp decline in homicide over the past 2 years, it hovers around 50 per 100,000. Government and law enforcement experts attribute upwards of 70% of murder to inter-gang feud as they engage in reprisal killing or fighting for turf. The vast majority of the killing with guns, mostly imported illegally from the United States. Una should have had the part sometime by Horace Chang as well. Una left out that. That una left out. Their activities undermine people's sense of security, destabilize communities, and place a drag on the economy. The government of the Caribbean Community, CARICOM, have long expected the dangers posed by gangs as part of the network of organized crime and have called for international support to help confront the problem. The United States, in particular, has been repeatedly called on to do more to limit the flow of firearms into the region. However, Dr. Holness has begun to pose the question of gangs as a global problem to be given the attention, urgency, and treatment as the concern over international terrorism. So Andrew Holness is saying that it should be treated with more urgency than terrorism. Don't know if that's what he's saying. Anyway, read on. Cause you fool just like a Andrew sometimes. So it doesn't matter if you don't even understand Andrew. Allow me to tell globalists. That was how he articulated the matter at CARICOM summit in January. Sorry, that was how he articulate the matter at CARICOM summit in Jamaica in July that lighted the Montego Bay Declaration on the transnational organized crime and gang, which stopped short of framing the response as a global war. They did, however, commit to a comprehensive review of the criminal justice system to, inter alia, among other things, really, address criminal terrorists with a focus on the proactive management of investigation, prosecution, and sentencing. Partially to the backdrop of the role that organized gang now play in the disruption of constitutional order in Haiti, Prime Minister Holness carried to the United Nations his proposal on how gangs should be addressed. He told the General Assembly, Jamaica has made significant progress in tackling gang in tackling gangs and reducing our homicide rate by more than 50% in recent years. But we know that unless these networks are totally dismantled, our gain remain fragile rather. This is why we call for nothing less than a global war on gangs, a coordinated international campaign to cut off the flow of weapon, money, and the influence that sustain them. This requires deeper engagement from all member states. Between Dr. Andrew Holness, a global war on gangs, call at CARICOM summit, and his speech at the General Assembly, American President Donald Trump dispatched an armada to the Southern Caribbean Sea, ostensibly to go after narco traffickers, including the Americans, say the Venezuelans gang, can't pronounce a word, the foreign word there. Gang Chen de Agora, something like that, which Mr. Trump formally categorized as a terrorist organization subject to the full force of military action. However, it is widely believed that the real intent of Trump's action is to create an environment that provokes a U.S. military intervention in Venezuela to topple the leftist president Nicolas Maduro. The U.S. warship supported um, by jet flight, it should be fighter jet, not jet fighters, by fighter jet stationed in Peru, not Peru, Puerto Rico rather, have already blown up vessels in the Caribbean Sea in the vicinity of Venezuela, killing at least 14 people, although no information on death was disclosed, but about the third event. Except for Trinidad and Tobago Prime Minister Kamala, what's it or rather her name is, who has given full throated support to the American deployment, regional leaders have largely been guarded in their public response, focusing primarily on the need to maintain the Caribbean as a zone of peace. More broadly, though, the American behavior in the Southern Caribbean Sea has been roundly criticized for breach of international law and the principle of natural justice. The vessels whose occupant the Venezuelan claim either to be fishermen or ordinary people going about their own business were neither interdicted nor charged with crimes and taken to court. Instead, they were treated like combatants in a literal war to whom adversities owe no caution. Adversaries, rather, owe no caution. There are fear that this type of targeting of gangs, whether on the sea, uh, in lead territories, could encourage impunity by domestic security forces, which is so true because we see what happened to Jamar. And if them get this all out order from the Prime Minister to declare war on gangs, the killing from the Jamaica Constabulary Force will be more lawless, don't you think? Let's read on. Dr. Holness told the United Nations Jamaica welcomed cooperation with all partners in this fight, including the interdiction of drug trafficking vessels, provided that such operation are carried out within full respect for international law, human rights, and with the coordination and collaboration of the countries and regions. This is the similar to Judge Jamaica, Andrew Holness. It is quite similar to Judge Jamaica. And your law enforcement, obviously, them are going to take the easy way out, isn't it? He, however, stressed the need for for a unified front with the same urgency, resource, and coordination the world has applied to terrorism. So, Andrew Holness want link gang activity to terrorism. You know the dangers of government and them terrorism word when them ready to arrest you under them terrorism act. Want to be careful of that word. At the same way, Britain right now they are walking arrest whole heap of people under the terrorism act. You just have to say what they don't like. You just have to say what they don't like, and you'll be arrested under the Terrorism Act. So be careful when you hear Andrew Holness with this terrorism word. Just be careful. Oh, I've got the article lost. Sorry, my people. I must have about one paragraph did left anyway, but I think I'm gonna get the gist of what it's all saying. But one thing I would say to you all, be careful of Andrew Holness and the word terrorism. Because when them play the terrorism game, hold on there. When them play the terrorism game, they use that to stifle your free speech, your freedom of movement, and all of your rights. Listen, gunman shot another TikToker yesterday. Really? Which TikToker was shot yesterday? Why may I tell you, TikTok is a danger. Jamaican use TikTok in a very dangerous way. It's not that TikTok is a dangerous place. I think it's how Jamaicans use it. Have I found the last part of the article? Only then we can turn the Caribbean and indeed the wider region into a zone of peace, he said. Dr. Holness must ensure that his caveat on the engagement of the interdiction of suspect of drug vessels and the extension on how gangs in national territory are confronted. He widely circulated, understood, and embraced. Jamaica has a proud history of adherence to the rule of law, which must be upheld. That's the end of it. Certainly, we can say at this moment the crime policy, the shoot to kill policy of this government, the meet your judge or a maker policy of this government, the jeep back or treacher policy of this government is not anything with what has come to light, particularly in Jamar's situation and in previous others. There's no shining glory for the Jamaica Constabulary Force when it comes to respecting human rights and the rule of law. We see for this year alone, almost 230 young men have been murdered by the police. Barring Jamar, which we have evidence to point to the fact that he was murdered in cold blood. We don't know how the others died. We don't know where the weapon come from that the others were said to have drawn on the police. What you say, Nora, over 230. And barring Jamar, everybody would want us to believe the police narrative that they're killing criminals, they're killing murderers, they're killing gangsters, they're killing men with high-powered weapons. But we cannot now say that's the truth. We cannot now say what we are seeing, these wanton brutality by the Jamaica Constabulary Force, is anything where we can go to bed and sleep with. So we as a country, we need to be asking Andrew Holness to roll back. If it's a crime policy, roll it back, because there is too much uncertainty around it. There is too much questioning. What has arisen out of Jamar's murder? There are too much questions now for the government to be still singing those tunes across the country. Meet your judge and maker, global war and gang, treat them like terrorists, Van Back or Checha. Police are literally taking these words as how the Prime Minister speaks them. That's why you could have, if Jamar killing was an accidental killing, you know, it wouldn't so bad. If I did outer road, them shoot the youth, it wouldn't even so bad. But to witness, he came down to open the door for them in just a jeans pants and a marina. He immediately surrendered to them. And 23 police come out to tell us a story that this young man pulled a weapon at them. And no accountability no accountability across the whole spectrum. You can't hear anything from government. You cannot hear anything from the security services. These people, given what has come out in public now, these police officers should be arrested and taken off duty. But you have to follow through the Indicom protocol and all of that. But given what has come out in public from those recording, it's clear evidence that it's murder. There is no self-defense, and I'm sure Indicom probably have recordings where we don't have access to. These people should already be charged. It is clear that they murdered the young man in cold blood. From what we see, going on the assumption, not even assumption, going on the evidence that we see, we can draw conclusion that he was murdered in cold blood because he never come downstairs with any gun. And when he opened the door, he never have no gun in him hand. The police narrative is that him pull gun at them. Don't know if a upstairs or a downstairs, but it would appear they brought him back upstairs and murder him. We see how they go at length. We saw how much they go at length to tamper with the evidence, to conceal their crime. And you mean the entire country is so silent about something so grave, something where all of us are subjected to police walking our house? Me not hear the papers them nor the media them is asking the JP them any question. These JP low magistrate or whoever they are who issue these illegal warrant. Elaine, how are you? Lachlan, how are you do? To issue these illegal warrant, we don't have no home address or person name on it. These people must be called into question. These people is a part of why Jamar Ferguson was murdered. Because they just conjure up something and give to the police that has no authority. It has no legal authority because of a warrant issue. Warrant issue to a particular address and to a particular name. You don't just come, even if you come for search, you still have to come with a name on it. Because it look, that dwelling appear to be a tenement yard. So you come to the whole yard or as it's shown, so then kick off other doors, or you come to a specific person. This type of murder will also need a public inquiry on this. We need public inquiry on matters like this after, because we need to have criminal trial in this case. But we also need a public inquiry because we need to know what intelligence they were working on. We want to know what evidence they presented to the lay magistrate in order to secure the warrant, or we want to know if it is a fake warrant botched up by the police themselves, or if this was really issued by a lay magistrate. Because the corruption is so broad. If you see them go so far within the house, if you see them go so far within the house to cover up them tracks, whether it be before or after the killing, what wouldn't you expect them to do in just about any operation they go on out there? You would expect quite quite much the same similar behavior from them, because when you see how much how them go out to conceal untampered with crime scene and evidence, then it wasn't any buck up and them panic. This wasn't something went wrong and them panic. They did a deliberate act and they turn around, conceal evidence of the crime scene, and then they came to the public and they lied about the entire story. These people don't deserve to be put in a back room. People you put in a back room are people where in a case where them in a shootout, in a case where them in a real shootout and them kill somebody, or them engage in a shootout and accidentally kill a stander by a passerby or somebody who not involved in a hit. Them think they wouldn't warrant putting you in a back office. But ever since the video footage came out, we realized that this was not what the police told us. This is far more devious. This is far more consequential than the police them led us to believe. How much other young men the police led us to believe are criminal when they were innocent young men who just got cut down by a brutal JCF. It bothers me. It really bothers me that the mainstream media and everybody will have a voice in a social media is so quiet on one of the biggest issues we face, one of the biggest social and political issue we face for 2025. One of the biggest social and political issue we experience for 2025, something which all of us are subjected to or can be subjected to at some point in our life. In many countries, this would be demonstration and protests. In many countries, this would be demonstration and protests. We're sending a green light. We are sending a green light to the security forces to say, even if they are innocent, it's okay to kill them and come tell lie. because we will be very, very silent about it. We will be very silent about it. So it's okay. Mm. So now you understand why Andrew Holness has nothing to say about Donald Trump behavior in the Caribbean. Oh, sorry. Why Andrew Holness is silent and is going along with Donald Trump behavior? Because Andrew Holness is preaching the same violence as well. Andrew Holness is preaching the same violence. But where America can print them money to keep up them violence, Andrew Holness, where you go get the money from to declare war on gang? Because you can't even declare effective war. You can't even declare effective war upon the gangs in Jamaica. So if the way how you tackle gang in Jamaica, Prime Minister, is the way how you are going to do it in of your global war on gang, you are going in a whole heap of international law violation, sir. Because what we know of you is that your war on gangs in Jamaica is wanton extrajudicial killing. It is the same thing we see Trump going on with in the Caribbean waters. Extrajudicial killing. So you say, remember, go have the look like a Trump, You now go have the look like Trump. You will get indicted to the Hague. But do you even have the resources? Do you have the capability? I the problem that I have with your mouth, I the problem that may have with your mouth. The global war and gang where you call for, and like I say, you have any farmer resources, any finances, any logistic capability, any operational capability. Not even a regional war and gang you can't find out. Global. Who are going to lead it, Andrew Holness? The global war pan gang. Where you call for? Who are going to lead it? I wonder if it will be led by your national security minister. I wonder if it would be led by your national security minister because when you want to see one parrot crocodile, do you want to see a crocodile from Parrot? I don't want to see Paula and Dean Jackson war. Dean Jackson said me coming and Paula Llewellyn said I come in peace. Let me show you one parrot crocodile. So we can get it. Nepa, come take up your crocodile, even though we're born and grow and live with them. Because we will do it. You understand? For the crossing through we yard and all those jazz. So we're kind of used to them in a way. Now let's look at Paula Llewellyn. And Paula says she come in peace. I hear Dan Jackson Miller getting a lot of flack for this interview. I'm not a fan of Dan Jackson Miller on all angles. I do listen to her on YouTube. But not because Dan Jackson Miller is from the legal profession. means that when she's in her journalistic capability, she must kosher up to Paula and ask Paula nice questions. When whether be a journalist or a prosecutor, a question you, they press you to upset you or get more out of you. So however way the question phase, a thin skin Paula, because the way how Paula look tough like old tire. Paula's skin should be thicker than that. Come with her thin skin. What is the Just the ladybug. Never better come for them because we will do it. We will do bad things to it. That never for know.
Because you're being respectfully a little bit dismissive there of critics.
I'm not being dismissive, but
this was not coming from the social media massive alone. A lot of this was coming from learned people with lots of legal
who had read the file.
in the community.
Had they read the file?
But you yourself use the word borderline.
Did any of the persons giving the criticism? Come on. I came here in peace. Did any of these persons criticize it? Yes or no? Did any of them read the file? Unless they had read the file and all the statements, interviewed the witnesses, I would ask them to give way to the professionals who did. Okay?
Use the word borderline.
Paula is an arrogant old so-and-so, you know. Paula Llewellyn is a very arrogant so and so forth. This is the question about the Privy Council now.
Did it have anything to do with your confidence as to whether you could acquit yourself and the office?
Who are you speaking to? Who are you speaking to?
For the highest. Did it have anything to do with your confidence as to whether you could acquit yourself and the office?
Who are you speaking to? Who are you speaking to?
For the highest.
Mrs. Jackson Miller, and I'm going to say counsel. We have not had the opportunity to meet in court, but then the matters that I would meet in, you have not been in any of them, and I would never indicate that it's because you lack confidence. So let us really be factual here.
No, I'm asking a question. You know.
I am saying he did not have any. Well, let me tell you, you're junior counsel to me. You're junior counsel to me.
Right now,
I would never think that because you have not appeared in a gang case or you have not appeared in a complex matter in the Court of Appeal, it's because you lack the confidence.
No, what you're doing now is relegating me to junior counsel when I'm asking you the question as a senior journalist.
All right.
It
had nothing to do with that. It had nothing to do with that. It is just that in matters where I could have, my responsibilities were of such that it would have been better to brief counsel in England, which is what we did.
Isaac Buchanan did his job. So I don't see if you're coming out boasting on your seniority, Paula Llewellyn, I'm senior to you. If you're coming out a boast on your seniority, you should let your seniority shine in front of the Privy Council. As a legal professional for over 40 years, as a director of public prosecution for over 17 years, Paula Llewellyn, and there you turn up with a thin, torn off skin. Paula Llewellyn, I talk about your come in peace. You come in peace and you say one still a war. Woman, how you done so? The confusion between section 5 and section 45. Why you so dunce? You come in peace, but as you get asked a question, we're bruised, you look at thin, wet paper skin, because your skin coming like wet paper. You gone on a tirade. Me glad we get rid of you, you see. Maybe, me don't know if Claudette go turn out anything like you. You could have charged Royal Reed You could have charged Grace McLean. You, Paula Llewellyn, could have charged many others. You could prosecute the NEPA case, Paula Llewellyn. You could have prosecuted what the Barnett man name? Mark Barnett. You, Paula Llewellyn, have presided over many prosecutions that has failed or has been won on appeal, or will break down along the way, Paula Llewellyn. The Sean Campbell case is a perfect example of how you were expected to secure a conviction with tampered jurors, or tainted jurors, rather. All of these are a part of your track record. It's you, Paula Llewellyn, who told us that it's not only in Cartel's case that you have accepted verdict from tainted juror pool. Woman Guan, you say you come to TVJ in a peace, but may advise you tonight to go on in peace. You and Andrew Holness has done enough damage to the reputation and credibility of our governance and prosecutorial system. Yeah, Andrew couldn't do badara than wanna do. Go on in a peace, Paula Llewellyn. We have paid you a lot for nothing. Just like how we're going to pay 700 million a year for nothing, but we have it. So we're going to pay in shut up and go on. Choose Jamaica. Choose Jamaica with a price tag of 700 million per year. Who wouldn't choose Jamaica? If you fall into that category of 700 million per year, you shouldn't have any problem. Michelle, how you do? You shouldn't have any problem. What Paula Llewellyn figure do now is to go and enjoy your life. And don't push for come back in a public life. Paula Llewellyn, you do not have the reputation to come back in a public life because the people of Jamaica has had it with you. We see a lot of profession and professionalism from you. We see a lot of cronyism from you. We see how you suppress the SSL, the charges, the charges them in the SSL case. We see all of them something the Paula Llewellyn. So if Diana asks you about whether you did feel confident or not to represent in the Privy Council, is a legitimate question. Because you come here and talk about, I'm senior to you. Why you never make your seniority shine? Why, when given the chance, Paula Llewellyn, you never make your seniority shine? And then now you come out here and talk about, I'm senior to you. ISAT is senior to you. We have seen the display of ISAT seniority, Paula Llewellyn, in the Privy Council. Can't say that of you, can we? Miss Llewellyn, you and your bulldog-looking self. Woman, go on. You get enough out of way already. We wish Andrew Holness there go with you. But At least we get rid of one. We would have want more get rid of him than you. But that's how you go. You win one, you lose one. Eh? Let us remind you of what Indicom says that Patsy gets into her feeling. Oh,
See the people? It is concerning that the courts and justices of the peace are issuing these warrants with sometimes just the name of the road. Other warrants have the correct or more full details of a house, name or a number, etc. This particular one just has Cherry Tree Lane. So apparently, the police officers that unalive Jamar, the warrant that they are now showing has no address on it, no name on it. So it seems they got an warrant, but this warrant just says Cherry Tree Lane. So what wanna do? Just choose the nicest house on the block. Choose a house where wanna say look like somebody might be in there. What was the thought process of these police officers? Something must be done. See it there? No lie now tell. Amish Campbell, the Deputy Commissioner of Police for Indicom. You understand me? And then a lot of people coming on my post with negativity and talking about this and talking about that and not holding the Prime Minister or the opposition leader accountable to coming forward and saying something. When you're the leader of a country, when things like these happen, you should voice your opinion. Even to come and say condolences to the family and we're doing investigation until further notice. You understand me? Even allow your minister to say something, your minister of security. Nothing is being said. Come on, Jamaica, man. This can't continue. A lot of innocent people are dying. Come on, Jamaica.
I go call once again Andrew Holness, Mark Golden, Horace Chang, and now we know Mark Golden's shadow cabinet, Fitz Jackson, and Isaac Buchanan, because this has a human rights issue attached to it. So we're still waiting to hear from Andrew Holness, Mark Golden, Horace Chang, Fitz Jackson, and Isaac Buchanan on this matter of Cherry Tree Lane in Clarendon. We, the people of Jamaica, are not happy that ever since this thing happened, nobody addressed us. If this crime was committed by one of us, it would have been us against the state. Now that the state has committed a murder against one of us, who is there for us? Who will speak up for us? And who indeed will come to our aid? Thank you very much for being here with us this evening on Global TV. If you're new to the program, please give us a follow so when we go live, you certainly will get our notification. And if you have not hit the like button yet, YouTube, please do hit the like button. And don't forget to continue the conversation in the after comment. Thank you very much for being here with us this evening. Please do join us back tomorrow morning for your At a Glance program. Thank you very much. We never even pay much attention to no comment tonight. We never even know what I say about and about, yeah. Because we never pay much attention. We never in this slot. But anyways, thank you all. If you cannot be good, be very careful. And please do join us back tomorrow morning for your At a Glance program. Thank you and good night from Global TV.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make him a throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not first and four. Make up what I seen to. Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part: if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out. I sell out Babylon. They give man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead that can sell out Rasta and sell out. I sell out Babylon. Yes, stop on the Friday. You must throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing! You must throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let them see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black. Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all.
Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.